welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about my California road trip, and if you're planning to travel on a budget, this video is for you. And I'm going to take you some of the places I visited, from Los Angeles to Monterey, Yosemite, San Diego, and then back to LA. So there was a lot to see, a lot of driving, and of course lots of food. Alright, let's start with my first stop. So the first thing on my list was to try the In-N-Out burger. It was cheap and easy to find, especially when you're hungry. And I've heard also that this is one of the popular fast food chain in California, so I had to try it. Also, I wanted to share with you, back in the Philippines, I don't really enjoy much eating fast food burgers because it does have a different flavor. So it's just my personal preference. So my first time eating the fast food burger here in the US, that I actually liked was the Five Guys. It tastes real beef, chunky, juicy beef, so I really enjoyed that. So when I came to LA, I didn't want to miss the In-N-Out, and my honest opinion about it was good. It was just that a little bit salty for me. So if you're gonna ask me if I wanted to try again, of course I would try again, but maybe in another chain of In-N-Out. Next up was Santa Monica Pier. So there were lots of rides like the Ferris wheel. I saw a lot of people there walking around. There was also a vendor cart, restaurant, artists, and a street performer. I would say there was this guy making a soap bubble, a giant bubbles, and then it was basically a tourist spot, and I saw a few kababayans there. I also bought a $3 ref magnet as a souvenir. And then I saw this car driving around with nobody's inside, and at first I had no idea what it was. Then I found out it's called Waymo. So before moving to the US, I had never even heard of it. So it's a self-driving car, and I think it's fun. I think it would be fun to ride in one, but at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit strange because nobody is driving. Before we continue, and if you're still watching this, thank you so much. And if you like travel videos, food, and following my life as a Filipina living here in the US, don't forget to subscribe because I have a lot more to share with all of you. And if you could leave a comment here where you're watching from, because para naman mabati ko kayo, diba? Next up is the Beverly Hills. I know that a lot of Filipinos know about this place because we've seen it in so many movies, and of course I had to take a picture on the classic Beverly Hills. Next, I went to the Griffith Observatory, and the admission here is free. The original plan was to drive all the way up, but the traffic was really bad, so it was getting close to sunset, so waiting wasn't really an option, so we end up walking. But I made it before sundown, so this is my photo, and just look at this view. So later that night, I stopped at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, so it was right along the sidewalk, and honestly, I would have enjoyed it more if it was during the daytime, but it was already dark, it was a lot of people, it was crowded, and the streets were busy. So yeah, so I still walked around the area. I saw some few stars, and then I headed to the next stop. Of course, I didn't want to leave LA without seeing the Hollywood sign up close, so we went there, we hiked there, and mind you, we didn't pay anything, okay? Next was the urban lights at LACMA. So it was very touristy, and it's perfect for Instagram actually. I saw a lot of celebrities taking pictures here. I saw it on social media, and yes, and I had to do it too. And this lights is actually outside the museum, so it's completely free. You can take pictures, walk around, and if you want to go inside the LACMA museum, there is actually a fee, which is $25 for an adult. Okay, there was this French-inspired cafe called Republic. Honestly, I didn't know this was popular until I get there for breakfast, and the line was very long from the outside. So to tell you honestly, before this trip, I did some search. I spent time looking for a good place with good food without spending too much money. So yeah, because I don't want to eat fast food for the whole trip. Of course, I know LA is very expensive, so the budget is not really, it's definitely budgeting. Glad I picked this Republic because it was worth it. So the food was delicious. The ambience was nice, so I had ube cookies. It was really good. I had other pastries also, and I mean actually everything I had was delicious. So for me, it's definitely 5 stars, and I'll tell you, I'll probably come back here again. The next step was the Broad. So the nice thing about this museum is that the admission is free. All you have to do is go to their website and make a reservation ahead of time. Okay, so that's it. And when we got there inside, I saw lots of different paintings, exhibits, and some of them are interesting, and some of them are I don't get it. So maybe I guess that's art, you know. Next is the Paramount Studios. So this was my first studio tour, so I don't really know what to expect. But the first thing I noticed was how big the place is. So then I started seeing props from different movies, like Optimus Prime from Transformers. That was really pretty cool to see, up close. I also saw props from Terminator, the chair from Dungeons and Dragons, and then I saw this one. I know it's from a movie, I just can't remember which one. If you know the title, please leave it in the comments because this is I heard people say touching the Paramount gate is a good luck, so I had to try it and we'll never know, Alright, that's enough for LA for now. It's time to head north. So the driving itself was very nice. It was very pretty. And then for our next stop is the San Simeon. I'm not sure if I said it right. It's where you can see all the elephant seal. So I did a research that San Simeon is one of the best places to see those animal seals. So the best part is free and don't need to go to a zoo or an aquarium just to see a few seals. So all you have to do is park, walk over and watch those seals. Actually, there were so many of them. They were sleeping, they were rolling around. Some looked like they didn't have a single worry in life, I even saw a few baby elephant seals playing in the water. That was really cute to watch. After San Simeon, it was time to keep driving to Monterey. So one thing I really wanted to do here is whale watching. So I booked with Sea Goddess whale watching. It was around $74 if I could remember. But yeah, it was the cheapest option I could find and we paid it upfront. We paid cash. Yes, they accept cash. So before getting on the boat, I saw dolphins, sea otter also swimming around, just minding its own business. So it was really entertaining to watch because it didn't seem scared of people at all. So I guess it's used to everyone watching. It's like, he feels like he's a celebrity, And then I wasn't sure if we'd actually see whales because, you never know. But we got lucky. So seeing them in person is so different from watching videos online. So I see them in my own eyes and they're huge. But I think there are more like bigger than that, but I think for me they were already huge for me, but every time one came up, so everyone on the boat stopped talking and just watched. So we didn't get too close because that would be dangerous, and it was still nice watching them from a distance. So definitely I'll remember this for a long time. So the next stop is the Yosemite National Park. So the drive there was already beautiful, so we drove through the tunnel, and once we got out from the tunnel we saw this beautiful view, which is the Yosemite, and we saw the El Capitan and then the Half Dome. I've heard that some of the hikers or people like they actually climbed the El Capitan, but not me though. So because it will take like few days to get there. So and also I'm not really fan of climbing up the kind of big rocks. Maybe I'll just leave it for the professionals. And the entrance was $35 per vehicle. And please don't forget to bring your sweaters or jackets because it will really get pretty cold. So in Yosemite, one thing I wanted to see is the giant Sequoia trees. So I know they were huge, they were big, but I still wasn't ready for how tall they actually are. So standing next to them it really makes me feel small. So yeah, and this is the picture of the fallen sequoia. Just look at those roots, and they're really huge. I don't even think this is the biggest tree here, but still it's the biggest tree I've ever seen. There's also a cafe inside the Yosemite in case you wanted to eat something. So yeah, but just heads up, they don't accept cash, so better bring your own cards. There was also a waterfall, so you can walk it from the cafe area, and I saw a lot of rocks, and I took a photo of me. This is just funny. On the way back, I stopped by the Carney Mansion. Unfortunately, it was still closed. I was too early, yes. And so what I did is I just walk around, and if you ever wanted to go there to the Carney Mansion, inside there is an admission fee. And the next stop was the Heritage County Park. This is another free stop, so your wallet, my wallet, our wallets are gonna be happy. So these are old houses, were actually pretty cute. They reminded me of the old cartoons I used to watch growing up. So, and I don't know, but maybe it's just me, but they look like kind of cartoon-ish, I don't know if you get me, but what do you think? Next on the list was the San Diego Zoo. This is actually the biggest zoo I've ever been to. I don't think a few hours would be enough to tour around, see everything. One animal I was excited to see was the koala. Also, another animal I wanted to see was the rhino, but all I could see was the butt. It was lying there for a long time. I waited for a while just to see and wait, Couldn't see his face clearly. It's just My view is actually his butt. Yeah, that's right. I also saw mandrill the second I saw it. I immediately thought of Rafiki from The Lion King. Please tell me I'm not the only one. And there were so many other animals too, like giraffes, zebras, donkeys, and a lot more. After San Diego, it was time to head back to Los Angeles. So we were invited to the Magic Castle, and we need to dress up nicely. And unfortunately, we were not allowed to take photos or videos inside. It was strictly not allowed. And before you go inside, they will check your IDs if you are like over 18, just to verify, you know. I really enjoyed the magic shows. It was fun, and we also had dinner there too. So one last step before we end this trip, which is the Universal Studios. So I got there pretty late, so buying the ticket to go there inside the park is not really worth it anymore. So these tickets will give you access to the theme parks, rides, and other attractions. I just walk around in the CityWalk, which is the Universal CityWalk, I guess you would call it. There's a lot of cafes, restaurants, candies, and other cute stuff. And I also saw this chocolate factory. It says chocolate factory, so I was expecting that the inside will be mostly about chocolates, a lot of chocolate. So when I go inside and I don't see any candies, any chocolate candy stuff. It's more like a sit-down restaurant. And that's pretty much my California road trip. So if you made this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which places is your favorite. And if you enjoyed coming along with me, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos, food, and my life as a Filipina living here in the US. And again, thank you so much, and I will see you on my next vlog. Bye!